All right, Sooner fans, our special guest for the pod, the man of the hour, but we got him for about 15, 20 minutes. Our guy, JD Runnels, man. Appreciate you coming on to the podcast on the Prairie.
Fullbacks, baby, all day. I'm honored. I cannot tell you. I watch every pod, and I just been crawling, just itching just to be on here with y'all, man, and tell y'all need to get the ball more, flat out, so the coaches can watch. Let's just get it out there. Each one of y'all needs the ball more. So, how y'all feeling?
Man, JD, appreciate you coming on here first, but also I wanted to say, we obviously first just this was our first time meeting today in person, and it was good to meet you. Also, I mean, I could tell that we're gonna be, homies, because man, you just got that same type of personality as I do. So I mean, it just, you know what I'm saying. I mean, I just know we gonna, you know what I'm saying. So
facts. Well, like I told you off air, man, I used to make it down there quite a bit more, but you guys know, man, y'all two are my favorite players. I tell Jeremiah that stuff all the time. If y'all get the ball, and I asked y'all off air, and again, y'all can answer it for the fans, man, but name me a game where one of you two has scored a touchdown early and we've lost.
Like I said, man, I can't think of a time, really.
And I just feel like that's a part of y'all's DNA is as an offense is if you guys are playing well, you're running the ball well, the play action's going well, you guys are being creative in the offense. Jeremiah is doing your sell it stuff. B Will's able to, get out of space and use his height as an advantage. And I just, man, I hated seeing and even more than the ball, the utilization, the creativity. Yeah. Hey, put him in tailback. Let him run that thing. You guys, hey. I know. I mean,
Jay Hall
sounds crazy.
Jay Hall advocated for it all year long. I mean, we was trying to get Jay Hall some touches all year long.
I know it. Split B out. Let Jeremiah get out there, man, and do some one-on-one. These guys are good athletes. I don't say that these guys are the best athletes on the field. You don't get to play tight end fullback at OU without being a phenomenal freaking athlete. You guys can talk more about it, about what all you got to do, but you got to block, catch, play special teams, run, damn near throw, be able to, catch all kind of passes. So, I mean, you guys are vital, man. And I just want to tell y'all before we get into everything, man, I am extremely proud of you two. I mean, I know y'all have taken, the entire team's taken a lot of criticism, but as far as my position goes, ain't nobody better, bro. Ain't nobody better in the country.
Appreciate that, baby.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
that.
Yes, sir. So, how you guys feeling, man? What today was awesome, bro. I had my BV get that energy going, man. Get that energy going.
Look, today was amazing. I don't even know how he did it because he just spoke for like an hour and a half, 2 hours straight. Because he went from the team meeting, he went to address all of Sooner Nation. Then he had a press conference after that, and then now I think he's out recruiting. So the man's been talking all day. I think he might need a few waters and a break at some point. But
man, I'm telling you,
you want to get him a Christmas gift, get him some spark. My man loves spark. He stays sparked up. That used to be the joke. But man, as far as what you guys, hopefully everything works out and B's able to. If B wants to go, add one of these pro jerseys, I wouldn't be mad at him to his wall. But if he decides to come back, B, I would just tell you, man, Brent Venables made me an incredible practice player. He really did. Just his linebackers, as much as you guys go up against linebacker, wasn't easy to push those guys around. Wasn't easy to sauce those guys in the open field. So, it trickled down, that it was hard to keep them behind our line of scrimmage. So, man, from that position, just one-on-one type stuff. Oh, my God. I got a story for y'all, but pass pro. Oh, my God. Pass pro. Back when I was there, we had, and I'm gonna sound ancient when I say all this stuff. But, back when I was there, bro, all they had was message boards, right? And so we go do this is in the springtime, okay, mind you. So we go do a pass pro drill. Well, the only time that the media would get there would be like the first 10, 15 minutes of practice, and Bob would kick them out. Well, BV liked to get it on early. So we do pass pro one day, and we wax the linebackers, bro. Well, James Hale is there, I think somebody like that, and he takes notes, and it's like Runnels dominates such and such. And so he goes through the message board, right, and it tells everybody how the offense, what the defense tell. Well, this was like on a Thursday, okay? We come in to meet on a Friday, and Kevin Sumlin's my position coach, and he goes, hey, man, I just want y'all to know BV's down in the copy room making copies of this message board stuff that, you know, you guys had beat, blah, 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 and posted it in his room. And we like, oh, no, that don't matter. You know, ain't no big deal, whatever. Sure enough, dog, we walking by his room and it's posted up there. Well, we don't think anything of it. You know, we young, we like, whatever. Well, we come back to practice Monday, bro. And someone's like, again, bro, I'm just telling y'all better get y'all stuff together. Them boys about to bring it today. So we like, oh, man, whatever. We get to practice, bro. And it's, again, 10 minutes into practice. Big pass, bro. And I mean, BV sprints over. Okay, you know, you got the two separate fields. Defense over here, he's the first one over. Linebackers militant, like in just a single file line, just, you know what I mean, just running over. Dude, I mean, they beat us so bad. I mean, we ran like 21 reps. It was like 7 of us. Each person went like 3 times. I think we won like 1 rep. But the funniest story, the funniest part was this: we had a dude who I want to incriminate his name, Dane. Moved from linebacker to fullback. Well, if you know BV, that's the cardinal sin, bro. Like you might as well wish his whole family went to hell or something like that, right? So Dane comes up and, you know, Dane tries to hit him and linebacker just knocks him up. Well, Dane pops his MCL. So he's like, you know, BV looks at him. Forget it. Move it up 10 yards and keep it going. You know, like that. But I say all that to tell y'all, man, the energy, the physicality, everything's back. In my opinion, the practices is going to be amped up, bro. It's going to be a team that it's going to be hard. That he fires that defense up so much, for our offense to be better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He don't want you guys to get a yard. If you guys get a yard, they're getting shoot out. You know what I mean? When we go backwards, he gonna shoot you out a little bit, but he gonna more hype them up. He wants that defense. That's why he's top 5 every year. Yeah. So I hope y'all enjoyed that, man. But it was a funny day. But that mentality, I mean, you guys can tell me what it was like. But pass pro, I didn't want BV to come over to our side of the field. You know, I'll see y'all on the inside when we can bring the linemen over. You know what I mean? But that's about it. But, man, one-on-one stuff, like I said, man, he made us, just on offense, a lot better players.
Hey, real quick, JD, since we're talking about, you know, your past and history and everything, we may have a couple of viewers on here, like my mom, Braden's mom. I know my grandma. She might not know your history. So when did you get to OU, and how is your relationship with Brent Venables? How do you know him?
Shout out to B's mom. Shout out to your mom. I follow her on Twitter. She's a great one. She's a big fan of yours. Me, myself, I grew up an OU, or not so much an OU guy, a local Oklahoma guy. My dad went to Douglas High School on the east side of Oklahoma City, ended up being a Langston Lion. He played college baseball. He met my mom. They moved out to Midwest City. I went to Carl Albert High School. Was blessed to come up out of there, man. Shout out to the Titans. Man, my senior year, I only got recruited by Texas A&M, bro. That was my only school that offered me was Texas A&M. Late in my senior season, we talk about us being great athletes. My high school coach moved me from tight end D into free safety. I had a teammate that he was at Booker T. In our state semifinal game. He runs a post route, and I about ended him and one of my teammates' life. Right. Well, it happens, and I got. You know, I went from only having A&M to I got OU, OSU, and K-State in the same day. And, you know, Bob Stoops, Bill Snyder, and Les Miles, like I said, all in the same day. So it was crazy. Man, when I heard Bob on the phone, dude, you know how competitive that dude is. I was ready to go. Yeah. You know, and A&M wasn't what they are now at the time. It was a really easy decision for me. Bro, I just go back to it. There's a few people, you know, Bob was one that was very inspirational. But Schmitty, BV, Coach Mike Stoops, it was hard back then, y'all. It was hard, bro. Them workouts and practice were hard, were very, very difficult. I mean, and this is coming from a dude who hit hard. Like, I used to break face masks, you know, every other day going against our defense. But BV is just, he was the type, J and B, that I had to go knock out every linebacker in order for him to say, you know what, y'all can now JD can take y'all don't have to hit JD. You can just butt it up with JD. I mean, he wasn't gonna let. I mean, I'm knocking people out, taking people off. He's out, his shoulder, his neck, his da 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 da, and he's no, you're in. I mean, he's challenging me as a true freshman to make these people go, and you know, he had that. It was weird because he was constantly, and I was on scout team for a little bit. I'm sure y'all understood that, but I mean, he helped get me off scout team, y'all. There was one day I hit one of his linebackers I went 2 weeks basically at OU when I first got there, not seeing a snap except for scout team. Y'all have seen those guys. I was the last scholarship given. Nobody. I was the chubby 5'11", 235-pound bowling ball who they wasn't handing the ball off. They wasn't throwing it to him in the flat yet. He was literally an ISO and power guy. Yeah. And we had a scrimmage, man, and one of my high school coaches came down our first scrimmage. I'll never forget. I was so hyped to get out there, and bruh, I ain't get one snap. Not one. Just, you know, yellow jerseyed up, standing on kickoff return, you know, just letting cats just run by me, you know. One of my high school coaches called me and said, hey, man, you remember how if you want to play this year, you need to hit people like you hit Q in that semifinal game. And a week later, I hit one of BV's linebackers, man, and I will never forget it because you know how, you know, you make a good play in a scrimmage, nobody hears about it until Monday. So, you know, Monday comes around and we go to practice, you know, and they're like, beep, inside scout team. And I ran over to scout team and they're like, hey, get out of here. You ain't on scout team no more. And I'm like, I'm on fire. Oh yeah. Just run just straight over to the offensive field, bro. And just so happy to be on varsity. And back then, the only way you knew you was on varsity is they put your number on your helmet. I don't know if they do that now still. So so they get you ready for the game.
I don't think we do that.
So if you was varsity, you had your number on the back of your helmet. If you wasn't nobody, that trunk was empty. And my trunk was empty, bro. And finally, I was like, hey man, let me get my numbers on my helmet. You know, it's just those little things, though, man. And you know, I'm sure you guys had Schmitty too, man. It was those little victories that I felt like led us to big victories, man. That just making our times and you know, going through the meetings and making it through physical practices and just making it to the Wednesday, just to a Wednesday practice. So you ain't got to do Monday. So you ain't got to do Monday or Tuesday. I mean, oh man, it was super intense. But I also think about just like you guys, we're competitive dudes. We want 5 touchdowns a game, right? Maybe 6. Okay, it's pretty simple. And I mean, I feel like there's certain coaches that give you that feeling that you can do it. Hey, Jeremiah, we come in every game, we get 5 touches. Hey, B, it don't matter. You're going to get 3 carries, two passes. I need you to break them all. I mean, he gives you that, hey, you could score against my defense. So, you know, you can score against theirs. He gives you that confidence, man. And I look at the fans. I mean, look how many fans are confident. No disrespect to the last guy, but I didn't see him line up like that when they announced the offensive guru. You know what I mean? People know what's coming. People know how he jumps on the people and how he coaches and physicality and toughness. So I'm excited for you guys, man. I really am, just because there was a gap there where it felt like we were transitioning from this era of the early 2000s to a different program. And I'm proud that you guys are able to experience now what it was like then, and y'all just go make your own names. You know what I mean? Take what BB's gonna give you a ride with it.
Yeah, sure. You know, I had a few months with Bob and Schmitty, man, and trust me. Well, no, I had a year with Schmitty because he stayed after Bob left. So, man, like you said, just being able to make your time, oh, that was a blessing. Oh my goodness, that was a blessing, bro. Because I remember guys having to redo an entire.
What happened to him? Well, they stopped on 37 on med balls, dog. They was on third set. They was on the third set out of 4. Made it to 37 and had to start over. They had to start over twice, so they had to start the whole thing over. You're like, bruh.
Brady, I got there. I don't know if I ever told you this, bro, but I got there during January of 2017, and I'm working out with. And there's no freshman group
right
when you get there early. So I'm working out with Baker. I'm working out with Rodney. I'm working out with Emmanuel Beal, all the starters. And, bro, we start doing abs. I think I threw up 2 or 3 times in, like, one workout. And Smitty just didn't like me. Me and Trey Sermon, You know, we came from the East Coast. Our first 2 months, we were having real bad allergy problems, so we couldn't breathe during workouts. On top of that, it's already Schmitty. And I think he thought that we were lying, but I'm saying, bro, every day we in the training room saying we sick, we don't feel good, they don't care. We going to workouts, I'm throwing up. Bro, it was bad, bro, but I definitely understand you, JD.
I gotta tell you this too. I don't mean to cut you off, but again, I'm gonna sound ancient when I tell y'all this stuff. But my freshman year, they opened the Everest indoor. Okay, think about that.
Then, huh?
Think about that, B. There was no indoor before my freshman year, right?
Mm.
So if it rains, it's too windy or too cold, you ain't got to run that much, right? Mm-hmm. All they had was that indoor track that's right behind there, and it's the 200. So I take 80 of y'all in there to do 200. Ain't nothing gonna hurt, right? Bro, when they opened that indoor, oh my God, it was terrible. The first winter, I will never forget it. And the problem was it was empty. It was empty. Yeah, bro. So you could run you could run zigzag, crossways, around, overback, 600s, 300-yard shuttles. Stop me when y'all have done when I've said something that y'all haven't done. But dude, it was, and then it started evolving into some of the equipment I talked to y'all off air about. When I came back, I was in the NFL and would come back and work out. And some of that equipment, man, I was like, because again, there's no freshman group, there's no veteran NFL group with Schmitty. He's right back in with y'all, and they had those big wooden things you got to push for 40 yards. Those are terrible. And then the air pressure machines that pull you back with like 1,000 pounds of pressure, where you push the button. You've seen those that lined up on the wall? Oh, those are terrible. Bless y'all's heart, man. I don't even want to know. Like I said, it's just, but again, man, I go back to, you guys, and I want to talk some football with y'all as well. Man, I know what type of grind you guys put. And for you guys, I'll put it this way. A tight end fullback, the way y'all grind, deserves to be out there, deserves to have the reps, deserves to have the opportunities that other positions have. If we're going 2 running backs, we need to be on 2 tight ends sometimes. If we're going 3 receivers, we need to go 3 tight ends sometime. So
I love hearing that.
And people don't get the value. I said it earlier. When you guys score in the first half, 2-3 quarters, a lot of times we win those games. I don't see that as a coincidence. I see that as you guys are a vital part of y'all offense. Go ahead.
Side note, for the first time in my 5 years here, we started the Oklahoma State game with 3 tight ends on the field.
Yeah,
I love it. I think y'all did. Yeah, and I think y'all did one set with like 4 guys.
The one I scored on. That was the one I scored on. We had 14 personnel.
No,
are we the bad guys or are we the good guys here? What's going on? But again, I think part of it is just, man, and again, I don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but certain rotations, certain calls. I'm not going to act like Coach Riley's perfect. I was confused on certain things. I was confused by the lack of creativity most. I was confused by the rotations second most. I was confused by our determination to stick with running or getting creative in the run game. Those types of things. Y'all 2 in the flat. Y'all 2 on crossing routes. Y'all 2 on handoffs, on the split back stuff. Where did that stuff go? I don't claim to be an offensive mastermind. I was around a bunch of them. But man, it hurt me to see. I feel like we were in our best when you 2 were out on the field and when we're in a flow and we're able to keep defenses off balance. To me, you don't always have to rotate a bunch. If you're good at what you can do, maybe I should ask y'all what y'all's favorite. I liked when y'all would get in 12 personnel with both y'all at wing, and you'd have 2 receivers outside. That was one of my favorite sets, and I just
my favorite set is nub and over. But the my sophomore year, like 2 years ago, we used to run it all the time. And I think we finished the Texas game off with nub and over, just running GT schemes. down the field. And that was my favorite thing ever. He just sitting up there looking across from another dude as he's getting tired and just whooping his tail the whole time. And I was like, man, that was probably that. I will never forget that moment. That the Texas game, the last two drives, we just sitting up there running GT schemes with two tight ends on the same side the whole time.
Yeah, for sure. For me, it's the 12 personnel stuff too, because a lot of the times, like whenever it's 12 and one of us got to be in the wing, one of us got to be split out, I always let Braden, I always say, you go get that stuff, because I know he likes to be split out more. Obviously he got a couple of inches on me too. I'll go take the backfield stuff, you know what I'm saying? And we can go tempo like that, him split out, me in the wing. I'll even go, to ace formation, 4 wide, that type of thing. So that's honestly when I have the most fun out there. And like he said, 2 years ago versus Texas, we were encountered all the way down the field simply because they didn't know they couldn't stop it. They knew it was coming every single time. But when you got two guys that can bully anybody in college football, whether it be an end or a linebacker, all the way down the field, you're guaranteed to have success. So we're not complaining by any means, but that's when I have the most fun. I wish we could have got a little bit more of that in this year, but that's neither here nor there. We are where we are right now. But
right.
Real quick before we wrap this thing up, what are you doing nowadays, JD?
Man, maybe I should break some news on here. How about that? Should I make breaking news?
Yeah, breaking news. Breaking news.
Well, breaking news on the pod, man. Might as well. Last year, 2 years ago, I went and volunteered at UCO, University of Central Oklahoma. Was a special teams GA, was an offense GA. Just, I spent 5 years pro, but I'm the type of guy I want to earn everything. And so I wanted to start at the bottom. I didn't tell nobody. I just went and volunteered. Stayed there for about 7 months. It was awesome. Got to learn from a good staff. Accepted the running backs job at East Central University down in Ada. Went down July 4th around that time, coached up some running backs. This year we had 3 guys go over 400 yards, and all of them had multiple touchdowns. So really, really proud of those guys. Actually just resigned today. Some may ask why. Some may try to piece some rumors together. Who knows? What I will say is, my family's around here. Ada's a very, very long drive. It is. It was an amazing experience. I would highly recommend. I know you guys are bright individuals who are going to get their freaking masters in 3 or 4 years, whatever. But I would highly recommend coaching to y'all, man. Every day, it takes me back. It puts me in football. It puts me in the position like I was with you when I was one of you guys. I still am, but when I was a 18 or 19, 20-year-old one of you guys. But man, I think I may have some opportunities elsewhere. I don't really know. There's a bunch of rumors going around about a potential candidate for offensive coordinator that I'm very, very close to. So we'll see what happens, man. But I can tell you this, Jeremiah. My heart is in Norman, bruh. And I know what that sacrifice is like. I know what I'm ready for that sacrifice. If there's something that comes available and I have an opportunity, I'm going to take it. And I don't care where. It doesn't have to be Norman, though. I was driving 100 miles one way just to coach football every day and didn't complain. So that's just the fullback in me, dog. That's, hey, we're gonna get this money one way or the other. It's either y'all gonna give it to us or we're gonna take it. You know what I'm saying?
Regardless.
It's one way or the other. So man, that's kind of where I'm at. That's the breaking news that I got for now. But if I, hear something, I'm gonna text you. You text B. We're gonna link back up. You know what I'm saying? And
there you go.
We gonna drop that news on their head.
There you go.
Well, JD, man, that's all the time we got for you. No more questions, but I thank you for pulling up today. First, thank you for pulling up to the event. For BB, thank you for coming on to the pod, man, and thank you for all you do for us on Twitter, in the community. The guys that you talk to, I know you talk to guys individually on the side, give them a little bit of motivation when things are down for them and all that type of stuff. So thank you so much for being being around, and I hope you can stay around, man.
Hey, man, shoot. Y'all drop a good word. You know what I mean? Y'all know the people. We know people. We know some of the same people. So, but nah, man, if it does work out, great. If it's somewhere else, that's fine too. And I just, man, hey, I'm gonna look on the bright side. If I do get a chance to come, check out some fullbacks there, I'll definitely be there. And man, you guys are my younger brothers. I mean, you may not understand it now, but when you old like me, bruh, y'all gonna have hopefully the fullback's gonna be playing tailback by that time and playing quarterback and going on defense and returning kicks, and we won't have nothing to complain about. We'll complain about why y'all taking the fullback off the field, bro.
I get clowned all the time for saying I'm a quarterback, and I get clowned for saying I feel like I could play defense. I mean, I get clowned for all this stuff, and I'm like, and I say it jokingly. It's like, no, I can play quarterback, and people are laughing. I'm like, no, but I was like, serious though. I'm like so serious though.
Next pod, I want to see a clip of him throwing. I need to check out his throwing motions and all that. I know he's.
Hey, listen. I got a whole highlight. 10 minutes long. Like, come on now.
Yeah, I tell them great athletes. There's no cap right there. OSU offered me for linebacker. You know what I'm saying? A&M was like a running back. Bob was like, hey, whatever. So, we got the pedigree. If people want to check the resume, there's films out there everywhere. So, we ain't got to worry about it. But at the end of the day, man, like I said, you guys, I hope people don't take for granted what you guys do on the field. And then this podcast y'all giving them, man, y'all giving them quality content for OU football players for free. Y'all better than me. Your boy would have been cashing checks, bro. Cash app, $JD38. Okay. Make sure you can tweet it. You can, I'm hitting all Venmo. We getting all ducats. Okay. So y'all are way better than me, bro. Like I said, it was that house in Norman where I was parking cars. My boy's lucky I didn't charge him for that. So so that's it. But nah, man, you guys keep it real, man. Stay safe, stay blessed, and hey, go get y'all a bowl victory, man. And go get y'all, a few more of these, because I want to come see y'all's, soon. And you gonna have my, it was a Dallas Cowboys jersey and Carolina Panthers jersey ready, and so I'll be ready to get it. Sure. Yes, sir.
All right, JD, we'll holler at you later, man. Appreciate y'all.